What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be working on shoulder conditioning and mobility overall, okay? Just remember the difference between injury and pain, all right? A lot of us, we're dealing with shoulder injuries, things of that nature, so it's natural that we're going to feel some pain. Even if you just have a lack of mobility or range of motion, you're going to feel uncomfortable, and that's okay, all right? But for whatever reason, as we go through these exercises and you feel 100% that you cannot complete that exercise, go ahead and adjust a little bit and work around that and then fall back into the exercise. You're going to need some sort of ball. Tennis ball works really well. And I'm using yoga blocks, okay? Yoga blocks work really well. We want to get the arm elevated off of the ground, okay? So you can use a pillow if you have one. Sandbag works really well, but these are a fairly cheap solution. You don't even need two of them. So the first exercise is just a shoulder rotation. So we're going to put our head here just to ensure that we can get the shoulder as low as possible. Elbow will be roughly 90 degrees out. And all we're going to do, start the ball on the ground, and we're going to rotate upwards and hold. Okay, I'll be honest with you, this is my comfort zone right here. Okay, once I get beyond this point, it's starting to hit the bone of the elbow, makes me uncomfortable. Has nothing to do with the lack of mobility. Okay, but once I get beyond that, then I'm dealing with pressure in the shoulder that's not normal. And once again, honestly, I don't like it, but that is what we're looking for. Okay, so it's going to look a little something like this. Press into it, you feel that pressure, and we're going to hold for a second or two, okay? And we're going to come back down. Remember, keep that shoulder low. Same thing on the left side, okay? So we're going to go for 1 minute. Stand by and go. Head down. Press into it, 2 to 3 seconds. Touch. Keep that shoulder pressed down as much as possible. Make sure you're breathing. Just keep rotating those shoulders. Press into it. It should feel uncomfortable. You should be shaking because you're actually strengthening those muscles as well. Okay, time. All right, go ahead and switch sides. Get your block where you want it. Roughly, arm should be 90 degrees, and it should be able to touch like so, okay? All right, let's go. Hand down. For whatever reason, even though I have shoulder damage in my left shoulder from falling, that injury, it's not as painful as my right shoulder. Maybe it's because I'm left-handed and naturally I'm stronger on the left side, or the damage caused in that shoulder is not affecting this particular range of motion. I could be affected a little more elsewhere as we progress, but we'll see. In time, okay? So for the next exercise, we're going to start in this position. Once again, we want the arm not pulled down here roughly 90 degrees, so adjust your block. shoulder low, same position. And we're just going to lift the entire shoulder and arm off the ground and press into it like that, okay? All right, ready? Let's go. Make sure you're breathing. Press into that as deep and as hard as you can to get the full effect. The more you press into it, the more overall improvement you're going to get. The results are going to be quicker. Remember, sink that chest. We want to keep that shoulder as low as possible, and you should feel that right behind your rear delts, your shoulders, and your lat. Last one. In time. Go ahead and rotate. Get your block where you want it. Okay. And let's go. Keep that chest flat on the ground. And as I'm pressing into this, after about 2 or 3 seconds, my shoulder will start shaking. That's a good thing. It's good therapy. Means I'm going that extra mile. If you want to pick up the frequency, the pace a little bit, you can. Just get a good press for about a second at the top. In time. Okay. All right. For this one, go ahead and we're going to base out just a little bit with our left hand. We're going to rotate to get that shoulder as low as possible. Arm will be on the block in this manner. And we're going to simply rotate as far as we can. Forward and backward. Okay. Try to keep that arm as straight as possible. And as you can see, my shoulder's coming off or coming up. That's a natural state, okay? But if I keep my head turned this way, it's going to keep that shoulder as low as possible. And let's go. Press into it for about a second or two. Go ahead and rotate. And your rotations can be fairly quick. I would start off slow just to make sure you don't have any snags. And go ahead and get to make sure you're breathing and really, really, really press into this. I said, I don't know if you can see my arm shaking from being fatigued already, but I want some serious improvement in my shoulders. You will get out exactly what you put into it. One more. And time. Okay. Go ahead and get the other block where you want it. Make sure it doesn't fall off. Okay. And go. Okay. do your best to keep that shoulder to the ground, or as close to the ground as possible. Just focus on that pressure at the top and bottom. One more. Just push into it. All right. And time. Go ahead and sit on your butt. Get your blocks and ball out of the way for the time being. Okay. And you're going to need a very light kettlebell or dumbbell, weighted ball, something of that nature. Okay. So go ahead and put your left leg up like this. Tuck your right leg in. Base yourself with your right hand. Okay. Cup kettlebell, elbow on the knee, straight up. Ensure you keep the hand open. We're going to rotate back as far as we can. And then we're going to come out. Pretty much full extension. And then we're going to come back to roughly 90. Make absolute sure you keep your hand open, okay? So we're going to do 1 minute, but I'm going to increase the time to 110 so you can get set up, okay? All right, so we got 10 seconds. And if you get there beforehand, just go ahead. Rotate. If your elbow falls off, reset it. Just be very careful to not close your hand and lock all your joints down, okay? Just focus. Remember, pain versus injury, two different things. Just relax that shoulder. Let it do what it wants to. Make sure you're breathing. And time. If you're in the middle of it, go ahead and finish. And switch, okay? Good. Left leg in, right leg out. Base yourself here. Okay, same thing. Here, hands. You're going to see, for whatever reason, like I said, this right shoulder is a lot more damaged in certain areas than my left is. All right, go ahead and get set up. Breathe, and let's go. That's doing pretty good. Keep that hand open. Slow and controlled. How far should you go down? Your body will tell you. To that uncomfortable position, but with the ability to still rotate. You should feel a lot of pressure into your shoulder, but this is where you got to be careful on the weight you use, right? We're not trying to build muscle per se. we're trying to strengthen that joint overall time. Okay. Go ahead and get your kettlebell out of the way. All right, bring your blocks back into play. Get back into position on your stomach. I'm going to start with the right side. Okay. So again, roughly 90 degrees. We're going to lift up, okay? All right. Head down. Keep that shoulder to the ground. Chest flat and go. This time we're going to pick up that frequency. Pause for 1 second. Press into it really hard. Start moving. Again. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you try to keep that arm 90 degrees at all times. Last one. And time. Okay. Go ahead and get your left block set up. And let's get it. Head down. Chest flat. Shoulder as close to the ground as possible. 1 second pause roughly at the top. Press into it. Get some reps in. Really focus on that deep pressure into the shoulder from pushing into it. More than normal. Make sure you're not monkey gripping that ball. It's just there in time. The ball is just there to help you keep form in your hand. You don't want to be squeezing it too tight because once again, you'll lock the joints down. Okay. All right. Put your block where you want it, 90 degrees, and we're going here again. All right. All right. Base yourself out to, head down, shoulder down, and lift. Get some reps in. Press into it. Keep that chest flat to the ground. And your forearm should touch the block simultaneously. And time. All right, go ahead and get the other block where you want it. So once again, my elbow's not down, it's not up, it's roughly 90 degrees. out, and your arm will be 90 degrees up. All right, let's go. 1 second pause. Those reps in, press into it. Slow and controlled still. Press into it. And time. All right, right side. Base yourself. Rotate that shoulder to the ground as much as possible. We're just gonna rotate. Just make sure your arm doesn't fall off the block. And let's get it. Don't over grip. Some movement in. Pick up that frequency a little bit, pace. Press into it. Don't cut yourself short. Really, really focus and put effort into going beyond your normal range of motion. And time. Okay. Go ahead and switch sides. Test it out where you want it. All right. And let's go. Breathe. Try to keep that shoulder to the ground. Relax that hand. Don't bend your arm. All that rotation is in the shoulder. And the wrist, actually. Wrist is going to help go that extra mile. So if you feel your shoulder locking out, go ahead and try to rotate your wrist. Your wrist may be preventing it. And one more. And time. Go ahead and come to the good old buttocks again. Grab your kettlebell. Again, like I said, we're staying light. Although we're trying to strengthen a little bit, your mobility is priority, okay? So you got 10 seconds. Get yourself where you want it, 90 degrees. And go ahead, keep that hand open and get into your rotation. focus on relaxing that shoulder. And even though I'm not making faces, very uncomfortable. A lot of abnormal pressure in my shoulders. I'll say I'm not making a lot of faces. Feels a lot better this round, it should. Start relaxing by now a little more. And time. Go ahead and rotate. Get into position. Base yourself. And you'll notice that I'm not directly squared up with my elbow or my knee. I'm on the back side. That's what's helping me stabilize a little better. Open that hand. Just relax into it. Make sure you're breathing. One more. Deep, deep as you can. And time. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little mobility exercise. Shoulders are a major problem. They're usually number 2 next to lower back and knees, okay? So get you some stretches in. Don't neglect them. Have a great day and God bless.